What's going on, Jeromes? So this is not a hit piece, sky is falling, fire everyone, start a new type of video or rant, but I know that the NFL is a week-to-week league, and one day you're on top, and the other time you're a donkey, right? It happens. And Kevin O'Connell, I just want to say from the jump, I think that he is the man for the job with the Minnesota Vikings. He's also extended. He and JJ McCarthy are going to bring the Vikings a dozen Lombardies in the next 10 years. And frankly, to be honest, hyperbole aside, Kevin O'Connell is the Vikings' best chance to win a Super Bowl within the next decade. Absolutely. Right. I think that he and Kwesi have some good chemistry going on. I believe in this roster. I believe that O'Connell will get things fixed. Right. But I fully understand through the first quarter of the season, there's a lot of frustrations. There absolutely are. And it really stems from Kevin O'Connell and his center for Kevin O'Connell, center for quarterbacks who can't throw good and want to learn how to do other stuff too. So he is seen as the quarterback whisperer, the absolute dude, the absolute boss of all things. But it's been sort of fits and starts so far. Now, of course, Kevin O'Connell, JJ McCarthy, that fourth quarter against Chicago was fantastic, but there's been some issues with play calling and execution and discipline, and that all stems from the head coach. And when your head coach is the offensive play caller, there's some questions there. And again, reiterating, I do believe in Kevin O'Connell. Like, he is the reigning defending NFL Coach of the Year. Should have won it in 2023 as well. It is what it is. But at a certain point, there are raised expectations. And we do hold Kevin O'Connell to a higher standard. And it's just been rough. Just been rough through the first stanza of the season. Now, of course, Carson Wentz, the last two games, looked good against the Bengals. But also, anyone could look good against the Bengals when you get two defensive touchdowns. But you can say there were some good parts and there were some absolute terrible parts about Carson Wentz's game against Pittsburgh. And the terrible parts weren't all on him. Also, I think that a large part of it was offensive line injuries, play calling, just putting him in bad spots. It's what happens. And that's exactly what happened for J.J. McCarthy the first two games of the year. Now, McCarthy kind of saved everyone's bacon with that fourth quarter performance against Chicago. But the Atlanta game was just an unmitigated disaster. All right, the offensive line was bad without Darisaw, and now the offensive line, Ryan Kelly concussed again. Brian O'Neill got his knee dinged up. Sounds like should be good to go, though. Maybe an MCL sprain. But the offensive line, by the way, the offensive line on paper, the first team, may not take a snap together ever, which is frustrating. But the offensive line has been a major issue. Same thing with play calling. So a couple of Kevin O'Connell issues right now where most fans are frustrated. And again, fan is short for fanatic. We're very emotional, get very swingy. I'm not immune to that, even though I skew positive. But I mean, there's some Vikings fans with the pitchforks and torches out for Kevin O'Connell. Now, nothing's obviously going to come with it. He signed an extension. He's still the guy for the job. But I do understand to a degree some of the frustration. So he's put both quarterbacks in bad spots and showed that the Vikings in third and long situations are dead last in the league, and that comes down to first and second down play calling. And I think with McCarthy is O'Connell had the training wheels on, just trying to be too safe, trying to protect your quarterback too much. That never works. And with Wentz, especially, Bengals game was perfectly fine, but the Steelers game, when the offensive line was piling up injuries, like, hey. And also, when Carson Wentz was dinged up, clearly, it wouldn't be shocked if Carson Wentz pops up in the injury report with rib issues. But when it was clear that the Vikings could not protect those long developing downfield 5- and 7-step drops, he just kept calling them over and over and over and over and over again and getting away from the run game. Just the offensive line riddled with issues and just failing to adjust to defenses. Hey, you know what worked in the first half against the Steelers? The quick game. Getting the ball to Justin Jefferson, 8 catches in the first half. Guess what? That was still there the second half. Plus, Monday morning quarterback and all that stuff. But getting the ball quick to Justin Jefferson when your offensive line can't protect for more than 3 seconds, run the ball with Jordan Mason downhill was putting that front seven on its heels. And then guess what? Once they come out of that 2-deep high shell, go back to single safety, bring a man down to stop the run and or Justin Jefferson short stuff, that's when you hit him with the kill shot. That's when you hit him with Jordan Addison up the seam, TJ Hawkinson deep as well, anything, Speedy Naylor, anything but what happened where all of a sudden, hey, the quick game is going good. And it's not so much that the defense stopped it. Kevin O'Connell just stopped. Same thing with the run game. And that drive where Jordan Mason's starting to cook a little bit, then all of a sudden, oh, hey, let's start putting in Carson Wentz on 5 and 7 step drops. Even though Justice Gould is a right tackle, Jurgens in at center, and also Blake Brando's already in for Donovan Jackson. So you only have 2 starters. Also, Will Fry's been, Darisaw is still Darisaw. But hey, let's start chucking it downfield, and that's when the T.J. Watt interception happened. Questionable clock management as well against Pittsburgh, where I don't know, like clocking it on 3rd down when you could have just ran a play. Just, I don't know. Undisciplined football through 4 weeks, 37 penalties. I'm sure that's top 3 in the league. They were top 3 last week. 0 playoff wins. And also, it's not so much it happens, but getting woodshedded in big-time games. The playoff game in 2022, defense no call, no show against Daniel Jones and the frickin' Giants. That game got Daniel Jones paid. I understand Saquon and everything like that, but 4th and 8 short of the sticks. Hi-ya. And then also you look at Week 18 last year against the Lions. That was the biggest game of Kevin O'Connell's coaching career, and it was just a dud. And, yeah, certainly part of that blame was on Sam Darnold. But also, when you're the offensive player call and the head coach, you have to take some responsibility as well. Then the Rams game was just a no-call, no-show. And also, yeah, everyone talks about, well, Darnold, if he was here, he would be fine. We've seen what Darnold looks like with bad offensive line and bad play calling. It was the Rams game and the Lions game. So I find it very hard to believe that any quarterback, whether it's J.J. McCarthy, whether it's Carson Wentz, is going to look great if you look at weeks 1, 2, and 4. All right. And also, Vikings quarterback so far, 4 interceptions, 18 sacks on the season. And you could say, well, Wentz's interceptions were off the tips. That's an offensive line issue. That's a play calling issue as well. And also, J.J. McCarthy was getting his ankle taped up. Did he make it worse playing in the 4th quarter against the Falcons when the game was sort of out of reach? I don't know. But that's certainly second guessing. Also, you could say Carson Wentz and his chest injury and also other various ailments, was it worse by some of the play calling late in the game? Don't know. But also, God, that last possession against Pittsburgh was just a cavalcade of errors, just ridiculous. Like, you don't have the protection, you do not have the time to run these long developing plays, but let's just put Carson Wentz in a spot where he has to intentionally ground it, and then 10-second runoff as well. And also, lost the yards, lost it down. Great. Didn't even get to the 40, man. Just ridiculous. So, obviously, there's a lot of things to nitpick, but again, I do believe that Kevin O'Connell will fix things, will get it sorted out. And I know a lot of people suggested, hey, maybe Kevin O'Connell should give up play calling to Wes Phillips. So the thing with Kevin O'Connell, too, is that as he's learned to be a head coach, even those last 4 years, he's also learned to be a full-time play caller, which he'd been a sporadic play caller before, working in Washington under Gruden, working in Los Angeles under McVay, but he's grown and shown there too. But we need to see advancement. We need to see development. And maybe it's a spot where a fresh set of eyes and Wes Phillips, who's been so instrumental with him assembling offensive game plans, maybe Kevin O'Connell just needs to have his bandwidth freed up to be the head coach of the entire team, as opposed to the OC with the challenge flag. And we said that about Zimmer back in the day too. We called him the D coordinator with the challenge flag. Maybe that's important to be more of a CEO as opposed to a COO, where you're actually getting things done. Don't know, man. But again, still believe things will get turned around. Also, 100%, this should be J.J. McCarthy's job when he gets healthy, probably after the bye. Throw Wentz out there against the Browns and that great defense. Get to the bye, have J.J. McCarthy healthy, and just go from there. All right. But again, we believe, but fully understand that there's a lot of issues right now. So I don't know. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. It's KOC? Hi. He's the problem. It's him. I hate myself. Anyways, let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.